Welcome everyone to a long-awaited case study video for one of my online e-commerce businesses. I'm going to be breaking down a few key areas that has helped this business generate over $400,000 in the last 30 days and over $3 million in the last year. As you can see here, this is one of my main e-commerce businesses. I have a few others. I also help e-commerce business owners manage and grow their businesses with marketing. So we're going to jump into this today. If you're new here and haven't seen any of my videos before, my name is Patch. Like I've just said, I own several e-commerce businesses. I have a Google Ads agency, and I also help and coach e-commerce business owners to grow their businesses. So you've probably noticed on the channel, a lot of my content is Google Ads related, and this isn't going to be a simple case of me saying, okay, Google Ads is entirely responsible for the success of this business, but we are going to be focusing on Google Ads today, as it is, in my opinion, the most consistent platform that requires a lot less time to manage than something like Meta Ads, and also gives me guaranteed consistent results. Whereas, as we know, if we're using other platforms like TikTok ads or Facebook ads / Meta ads, there's inconsistencies, there's issues, and sometimes you can wake up one day and the ads are completely just not working. Whereas I never really see that with Google, but we're going to be jumping into this today. So just again to show you, this is the last year for this business. You can see 3 million in revenue, and the last 30 days we've had a very solid start to 2026. We're at 400k with a nice 2% conversion rate as well. Now, before we jump into Google, I do want to briefly touch on Meta ads, because this is hugely important for the success of this business. And using Meta ads and Google ads together really is a great structure to have for your e-commerce business. So I'm not going to show the exact structure of Meta ads and how I set things up. If you do want a separate video on that, please do let me know. But you can see here that we've spent just over £100,000 in the last 30 days on this one single campaign on Meta, with a tracked ROAS of just over 2. So it's doing pretty good. And this business is about a 1.3 break-even ROAS. So very nicely profitable indeed. And just jumping into the Google Ads dashboard here, you can see we have currently got, where are we? We have currently got 18 active campaigns. I'll show you exactly in this video how these are structured and how you can essentially replicate this in your Google Ad account. But very quickly, before we go any further, as I mentioned at the start, I do work with business owners on a mentorship level. So if you do want my help to grow your e-commerce business, whether it's through Google Ads, I can help in any other area as well. Please click the link at the top of the description. You can book a free call with me, and I can then see if your business is a good fit to work with. So Google Ads, like I said, you can see we're spending less on Google Ads, but having this set up correctly will bring your business consistent, profitable results, which then allows me, okay, I don't need to spend too much time on Google Ads. It's there running in the background, making the business money, and then I can spend more of my time on something like Meta Ads, which requires more time to then scale even further. Because the difference between Meta and Google for me is time. So Meta Ads, you're having to constantly make new creatives, you're constantly having to make new video ads, image ads. Whereas with Google, you don't really have to do that. You have to set up the campaigns, keep an eye on them, and kind of just make some tweaks every now and then, introduce some new assets sort of every few weeks. But it is such a powerful platform that people and business owners just aren't using because they think it's either too complicated or it just isn't going to be good for their business. But I can assure you, Google Ads truly is incredible. And yes, I spend more on Meta, but if I had to pick between the two ad platforms, I would choose Google, because in my sort of 9 or 10 years experience of running e-commerce businesses, Google Ads has gotten me the best return on ad spend, but also has given me consistency every single time. So let's just quickly take a look at a couple of notes here just to explain why choose Google Ads. The majority of people do focus on Meta and TikTok ads, mainly because they see all these fancy, flashy screenshots on, Twitter or on Instagram and stuff, and people obviously push heavily Meta and TikTok ads. Yes, you can scale Meta ads much quicker than Google, but for me, it is all about consistency and predictability. So a lot of people just ignore Google ads. I wouldn't say it's untapped, but there's definitely a lot of people not using it. Like I said, it's consistent all year round. For example, Facebook, you can have a winning ad for 6 weeks and then all of a sudden it dies off and then you're back to square one. There's no need to sit there and produce, tons of content for Google. Like I said, you make the campaigns and that is kind of it if you want to keep it at a basic level. Ads don't need too much management. Like I said, once you make the campaigns, it's just a case of tweaking and occasionally adding new things to them. Performance Max in Google is absolutely brilliant for scaling, and it does work alongside Meta ads incredibly well at remarketing to your Meta ads traffic. So Google, like I said, if I had to pick one, I would choose Google over Facebook. Okay, just jumping into the Google account again, and we're going to talk about structure because this is something that really does confuse a lot of people. So I structure Google, even though there's 18 campaigns in this particular account, it is very simple. And the strategy I am using, that I use for clients as well, that I teach my students, is simply you want one product per Performance Max campaign, and then you'll have a couple other campaigns. So before we jump into the Performance Max structure, the other campaigns that we are running, we've got a brand search campaign here. Again, very self-explanatory. We've got an 8.7 ROAS on a brand search. This is a very low budget search campaign that is only going to be targeting your brand name, keywords related to your business, basically to advertise to customers who already are searching for your business. It's as simple as that. Not something you can scale hugely. 99% of the time, it will give you the best return, and it essentially stops your competition stealing your traffic as well. So I've made a video on how to set this up. You can just search brand search campaign on my channel. I've got a couple of other campaigns here. We've got two campaigns that I'm just highlighting here. These are demand gen campaigns. So the primary goal for these is to go out and find new customers, get a ton of more cold traffic into the funnel. And for me, demand gen, this top one here, is primarily YouTube ads. And a 1.3 ROAS, roughly a break even in the last 30 days on cold YouTube traffic, isn't too bad indeed. And this one here is simply, instead of YouTube video ads, this is just image ads as well. But if we quickly just look at the lifetime performance for this demand gen campaign, you can see a 1.8 ROAS. So we are profitable on the coldest type of Google ads campaign. I haven't actually made a video on demand gen. So if you want something a bit more in depth with this is a type of campaign you can scale because it's not based on search demand. I mean, the key is in the actual campaign name, demand gen. You're generating demand for your brand or your product. So it is going after cold traffic, kind of like how Meta ads work. So incredibly powerful. Definitely something you want to be running on Google Ads. Now, the primary country we are targeting for this business is the United States. So we do have down here, we have a standard shopping campaign for Canada and Australia. You can see these don't spend too much. And then we do have a standard shopping campaign for the US. If we just go back to the last 30 days, you can see it hasn't really spent much. This has just got literally 3 or 4 products in that I don't really feel worthy of having their own Performance Max campaign. But every other campaign is a PMax campaign. You can see by the little symbol on this column here, all of which are working incredibly well. And some of these campaigns, like this one here, has been running for possibly 4 years. I'm just going to quickly double check. So if we go all time on this Performance Max campaign, we'll be able to see. So you can see we started this one in the first quarter, or should I say the second quarter of 2022. So here we are in 2026. This campaign has been running for 4 years, 3 ROAS. We've spent almost £500,000 on this campaign. And this really is the primary example of how consistent Google Ads can be. Yes, we had huge spikes in, for example, in Q4 in 2023, but even since then, it has been so incredibly consistent. Obviously, you are going to have periods where spend drops, but the most important thing for me here is profit consistently. And that's exactly what this campaign has provided for almost 4 years. Okay, simple structure. You're probably wondering, okay, what am I actually supposed to be doing here? Now, I just want to touch on an extremely low budget structure. And I would simply recommend just running a standard shopping campaign if you're spending less than $50 a day on Google. Ideally, you do need more to see results with Google. And people often ask me, how much budget do I need? And they don't really necessarily like it when I say you need a few £1,000s or dollars to really see some results with Google. You're not going to see them overnight, but with this structure, it will definitely help reduce that wasted ad spend. So my current structure, you've seen the account, we use one PMax campaign per product style. What I mean by this is if you sell furniture, so let's say you sell sofas and you have 2-seater sofas, you have 4-seater sofas that are perhaps all the same style, or if you have a sofa that has a variety of different material choices for your customers, you're not going to make a PMax campaign for each color of sofa, is what I'm essentially saying here. So the same product style slash type, you can just group them together in the same PMAX campaign. You can start with a very simple structure and have only 2 asset groups, one being feed only and one being a fully built asset group. This essentially means you want to max out the number of headlines, descriptions, images, and things like that. The only thing you don't need at this stage is YouTube ads for your PMAX campaigns. So just to show you how simple it can be, this is one of my PMAX campaigns. You can see it only has 3 asset groups. One of them is a Black Friday Cyber Monday one, which we've obviously turned off because it's now March. But you can see this campaign has spent £34,000 in its entirety with only a feed only asset group and then a fully built asset group. And you can see they both are performing really well. The fully built one is actually outperforming the feed only in terms of the ROAS. And this is another mistake I see people make. People just launch feed only PMAX campaigns because they just assume running a correctly built PMAX campaign is just going to give you terrible traffic, but it really doesn't if you set it up correctly. So I'm actually just going to show you the split. So you can just quickly see here, we've had 768 purchases here. So you can see here on the listing groups tab. So this is the number of sales we've got just from Google shopping within this PMAX campaign. So very good, 100 conversions, really, really good. But my point here is we've had 670 additional sales from other channels within Google, not just shopping. So again, a really great example of how you want to be utilizing Performance Max to make the most of what Google is offering. So if you've relied on feed only in the past and haven't tried a fully built structure, definitely give this a go. I use it in all my PMAX campaigns now and it really has worked for me. Now, as you scale things, you can add new asset groups to start targeting different pain points slash demographics. And also adding YouTube videos will help scale as well later on. But if you're just starting and have a lower budget, you really don't need to worry too much about YouTube. Definitely make a brand search campaign and definitely consider demand gen as you scale as well, which kind of goes hand in hand with YouTube because demand gen isn't necessary to begin with, but if you want to scale further with Google, it is definitely something to test. And I will be making a video on demand gen and the structure I use for that very soon as well. Now, I do want to touch on the beginner strategy because I do get a lot of messages about people just starting out an e-commerce business and they're wanting to try Google Ads for the first time. Now, one key thing is you really want to just focus on getting a Google ad account and the Merchant Center account approved with no issues. Yes, it comes with issues. Yes, a lot of new Merchant Center accounts get suspended for seemingly no reason, but you really want to make sure these are in place correctly with no issues before you waste any money, because the last thing you want is to launch Google Ads and then a week later it gets suspended and you're back to square one. So make sure you follow all of Google's policies. Make sure you read them. If you need to ask AI to summarize their policies, go ahead, but it's something that you do need to study and basically just to future-proof your ad account and Merchant Center. Okay, so what do you do when you see results? Now, this is going to come at different stages. Some of you are watching this video who haven't ever spent a penny on Google Ads. Some of you perhaps have been running Google Ads for many years and haven't really been able to scale too much. So going back to the structure, change the structure if you need to. Give this a go because it's working for me, for my other businesses, and I also teach it and implement it with my students and clients as well. But you're seeing profitable results. You want to consider budget increasing, obviously. Some people say 10% every week or so, but with Google Ads, I feel like you can be more aggressive in it, not throw performance off too much. So 20 to 25% increase every 3 to 4 days isn't too aggressive. Don't be tripling or quadrupling your budgets. Let's say you've got $100 a day budget. Don't suddenly put that to $400 a day. Just take it a little bit slower than that. If you find a product or product category that does particularly well on Google, try and source some new products. Try and launch some new products that are clearly similar, because it's a proven concept, you know it works. So test and launch new products as well. And a big one here, and I think I said earlier on in the video, you don't just want to rely on Google Ads. That is not the structure for a successful e-commerce business. It requires many different things. So if you have a product that does well on Google, go ahead and test it on Meta ads, on Pinterest ads, on Snapchat. Because if it works on one platform, yes, you're going to have to market it differently, but the product works. So that is such important information that you can take onto other ad platforms to scale even further. And finally, Microsoft ads. Yes, these I would personally say were better 3 or 4 years ago than they are today, but Once you see results with Google, you can essentially just duplicate your Google ad structure over to Bing ads or Microsoft ads, they are now called. And obviously, you're not going to scale very far with Microsoft because not as many people use Bing and things like that. But again, it is important to layer this within your structure because it does bring in profitable results. So I hope you guys have found this video useful. Like I said, if you want to work with me in a mentorship style capacity, then please do click the link at the top of the description. I don't work with everyone. We have a free call to essentially see if your business is a good fit and I truly feel like I could help it. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been an insightful video into one of my businesses and how things are structured. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.